Hi everyone, Owen from Luxsaber. Thanks for watching. This video is going to be me doing a bit of an experiment on this old wooden flooring, as you can see behind me. I'm sort of partially way through varnishing it, and I say experimental because I wasn't sure what to do. It's a really old worn flooring, and I had limited options with the state of the floor and stripping it back, painting it, varnishing it, whatever. And so I just thought, if anyone else is in the same situation, I wasn't sure what the options are, if you can actually just varnish straight onto old floorboards without sanding them and stripping them back and stuff. So that's basically what I'm doing. So yeah, hopefully it just might be of use to someone else who's in the same sort of situation, thinking, oh, you can't do that, and you know, it's something that someone wouldn't normally do a video of. So hopefully it'll be of help to someone. So yeah, I'll show you exactly what my situation was here. So basically this is the room I'm working with. It's just a very small sort of low ceiling attic room. It's only ever going to be used for storage. I'm going to put a sofa bed so it can be like a spare room as and when if needed. And I've just got the ceiling done. So the next job was the flooring. Now it's pine floorboards, very old. Wouldn't surprise me at all if they're like well over 100 years old. Not sure if they're original or not. Tongue and groove pine flooring, about an inch thick. You can see here where I cut through them for a staircase opening. And they're not in best condition at all, to be honest with you. They were riddled with woodworm. You can sort of see holes everywhere. I don't think it's been active for a while because there's no signs of fresh dust anywhere. But anyway, when I done the underneath of this, it's actually a cinema room, I treated them from underneath with a woodworm treatment, 2 or 3 coats of that. And then the first job I done up here was I've treated it from the top with the woodworm treatment again. So I'm not worried about the woodworm. It's still more than solid enough to walk on. There's plenty of life left in it. You know, with the treatment it's had, the woodworm is not going to get any worse. So it's definitely going to, well, see out my lifetime anyway. So the options were, like you would normally do with a flooring, would be to hire a great big sander, sand it back to bare wood. But I did think about that. I've even got a friend locally who does that, so it wouldn't have been an issue, but it's just the work involved, the prep. You know, I didn't want to even afford risking losing a couple of millimetres of wood off of it. It's that sort of worn and, you know, woodworm damaged in places. I'd have to bang in all these old rusty nails, and there's thousands of them, and they're just so old rusted, they're not going to move. And to be honest with you, I love the character. I mean, these are really old. I mean, they're just rough sawn sort of boards. They haven't even been planed. You can see the original saw marks. They've had literally years and years of wear, and this originally would have just been sort of used for like straw and like grain storage up here for animal feed and stuff. So I love the character in the house. I didn't want to lose all that, which is what you often lose when you sand back floorboards, which would be nice maybe if it was in your main sort of living area or something, but up here for the usage it's going to get, I just thought, no, let's keep the character. And I thought I'd try the absolute minimum sort of work. I mean, honestly, I haven't done my prep work on this floor. Has been hoovering it, but that hoover there, that is it. I mean, I've just finished the ceiling, which was doing the tape jointing on the plasterboard. So it's all been rubbed down, you know, there was dust, plaster dust everywhere. I didn't sheet up anything. And then I've roller painted it, so the specks, it's all just landed on the floor. All I've done is hoovered it up and scraped off a few little lumps of plaster that fell down. So that is it, that's where I'm at. I've literally just hoovered it and that's it. I've had to replace about 3 or 4 boards that were completely like rotted through, where they'd obviously got damp, I think, from leaks in the past. So they're all been, everything is now solid enough to walk on, definitely. It's going to be fine for years. So yeah, the options I had for finishing it without going down a great big sanding route was, I was thinking about painting it like either just normal paint or like a whitewash. But again, I thought, you know, you're going to lose a load of that character. I love keeping character in wood. And so I thought, right, well, let's go down the road of varnishing it. And again, I thought, you know, can or can't it work without having to sand it off? Do you have to sand back all the years of layers and the wear on top. And the more you look into it, you know, there's thousands of videos out there on how to sand and varnish floors. This isn't a video of how you should be doing it. This is a video of what I'm doing and if it's going to work. So this is the stuff I've got. 3V, which is quite a good brand. It's basically just a varnish Shen Moyen, which is a medium oak satin, so it's not going to be too shiny. It's sort of in between a matte and a gloss, which is what I wanted. I don't like super shiny glossy floors. I just think they just make the wood look fake and plasticky sometimes. So, but yeah, I mean, the main reason I got this was actually because it was half price. I was literally just not fast. I was going to get anything. It's like 82 euros down to like, well, it actually came out at 40. So it was less than half price. So yeah, this is the stuff I've gone with. And like I say, I've literally just slapped it straight on. Haven't sanded nothing at all, no prep work, literally, other than hoovering. And I've done this test patch because this is all going to be hidden underneath like a big long sort of storage cupboard eventually. So I thought, right, perfect area to do a test patch. I've done this a couple of hours ago and I'm really happy with it. It's dry to the touch, so I don't think it's going to change visually anything. It's not going to get any lighter or anything like that, or really lose any of the shine. It's got a really slight sort of like satin sheen to it. I might do a second coat, I'm not sure. I'm going to see how we get on. But yeah, I honestly wasn't sure with no prep work whether it would take or whether it would bond or if it would bubble up or flake off instantly. I really wasn't sure. But I thought, well, why not? I've got nothing to lose. Even if it did do that and it just went completely wrong, my next step would be to then hire a sander or replace the flooring. So it's what I would have done anyway. So I've got nothing to lose. It's cost me the tin of varnish and that's it. So, but yeah, I just thought if anyone's in the same situation and just thinking really old, worn flooring like this, can you just slap on some varnish? I'd say go for it. I really would. I mean, yeah, it's not perfectly flat or smooth or sanded or new looking, but I don't want that. It's, you know, I'm keeping the character. So yeah, I'm going to carry on. Now that's dried, I'm well happy with how that looks. I'm going to carry on. I've got to wait for it to dry and cure properly before I can move the furniture onto that half and do the other half. So I'll let you know how it all goes. But yeah, I'll also do a video of sort of like how it looks and lasts in a few weeks and months. But I'm pretty sure that if it's bonded and dried, it's not going to change. But yeah, I'm really happy, like I say, with, to be honest, I would have got whatever colour tin they had. That was a medium oak, even if they'd had a neutral coloured light oak or dark oak, I would have gone for it. But yeah, I'm well happy with that. So yeah, like I say, for anyone else that was in the same situation but didn't want to risk ruining a floor, I haven't really got that risk because I've got nothing to lose. So I thought I'd do a video and just show you how it can look. And yeah, I mean, literally all I'm doing, just, you know, sort of like a 6-inch brush, I'm literally just slapping it straight on. And it's just taken really well. I mean, you have to sort of work it into the saw marks a little bit where it's not perfectly smooth. But it's really no hardship, honestly. It's taken me like 45 minutes to do that area here. So yeah, I'm going to carry on and I'll let you know how it goes and I'll do a follow-up afterwards. So hopefully it's of help to someone. Okay, we are back, everyone. And well, I've got to be honest, it's been a while. I got slightly delayed and then work got busy, and it's actually been nearly a year since the last video where I had just done that small section as a test along the back wall there. So yeah, I ended up doing that section and then I came out to roughly by the window, done that half with 2 coats of varnish. Done one and it dries super quick, so I've done the next one in like 3 hours or something. And then I left that for like 3 weeks for it to be proper dry and cured. So then I had a couple of heavy bits of furniture which I could then all shift onto that half of the room because I got nowhere else to put them. So yeah, I've done that and then I got really busy and yeah, things went a bit crazy for a while. So it's actually been about a year now, but it's great in a way because I can safely report that nothing terrible has happened. It's had some usage. I've been in here. I've now got a load of storage and junk hidden behind that curtain there. Got the sofa bed up here, which is exactly what I wanted because it just folds out enough to make it into like a little sort of emergency guest room as and when I need it. I had my nephews in here recently. They loved it. There was actually fighting over who got to sleep in the cool loft room just because it was new. But yeah, the floor, it has held up absolutely brilliantly. I'll just come over to where it's got the best lighting here. So it had 2 coats of the varnish, exactly same as what you saw me putting down in the last video. Literally just a big wide brush and a tray, and as I mentioned, the only prep work was a very slight scraping of the floor to get any bits of junk off, plaster, paint, plaster, exactly, stuff like that. And then I just hoovered it, gave it a really good sweep, hoover, and I just slapped the varnish straight down with a big wide brush. Could have used a roller. I just preferred, I had that big wide brush to hand, which I bought for some decking, and it was just perfect. It went on really quickly, literally just took me a couple of hours probably to do each half, and then it dries quick. And the first coat you have to sort of wear it in a bit because these boards really are not smooth, as you saw. So you sort of do have to sort of like really sort of rub it in to get in every single, you can clearly see the difference of where it goes in or not. And then the second coat goes on way quicker because obviously it's just sitting on top of the smoother varnish. But yeah, I mean, it's been all through a cold winter we had, and we're now well into summer. There's been, the window's been open, so there's had some real variations in temperature, and there's been absolutely no issues at all with anything sort of flaking or bobbling up, or, you know, everything's really bonded super well. It's been walked on, it's had the sofa been dragged back and forth across it a few times. And yeah, I've got to say, I'm super happy with how it's come out. Considering how it looked before, it's brought together, looks far more uniform, just looks like a nice old rustic floor that's been here for decades, which it has been, and just cleaned up lovely. So yeah, I'm really pleased with it, I really am. And it's kept all the character of it, which is what I wanted, and it's also much smoother and softer, not softer, but just cleaner and nicer to walk on. And because now it's got that nice smooth texture of the varnish on it, it's just a breeze to actually be able to like hoover and sweep and clean and all that. So yeah, that product is, if you're not sure about being able to put it straight on top of old floorboards without sanding and sealing and priming and whatever, then I can't see any reason whatsoever why you couldn't do what I've just done, and it's come out great. So yeah, no, I've gone and got another tin of it actually, because I've got loads more flooring to carry on. In the other half of the house, the flooring is different. It's actually old oak, very uneven, uniform boards, so it's going to be very different to this. So I'm going to carry on and yeah, show you how that's come out. But yeah, for the whole room in general, considering it was just like an odd shaped, unusable sort of attic space, cleaned up the flooring, you know, the ceiling's painted, just got a cheap curtain I've made there to hide all the junk behind, and a sofa bed which just fits in, just folds out with enough room, and I've got like a little emergency sort of like spare guest room as and when I need it. So yeah, with the flooring, I'm really pleased. This was another project I'm just in the process of uploading videos on, was putting up this this unusual upcycled banister railing, and I've done the staircase and stuff, so that's going to be another video. But yeah, in regards to the flooring, couldn't be happier. And I was worried that the video was going to be after sort of a short time, like a few weeks or something, and then maybe something did go wrong in the future. But now it's been, like I said, I think it's actually just over a year since I've done the last section, and there's been absolutely no problems at all. Like I say, it's had cold, heat, huge variation in temperatures, quite a bit of usage, stuff being dragged around, and it is just taken to the old flooring perfectly. So so yeah, super happy with that. So there we have it. I really cannot be happier with what that one tin of varnish has cost me. Honestly, wasn't sure if it was going to work on the old flooring or not, because if you speak to any sort of expert and ask their advice, they're going to tell you it's got to be taken back. You've got to take off all the dirt and the grime layer, sand it to a certain grit and then a smoother grit, and I didn't do any of that. And you know what, it's super rustic, definitely not perfect. The rest of the flooring is going to be even less perfect, so I'm not too worried about that. It fits in with the whole keeping of the rustic house, but
cost-wise, work-wise, absolute minimal, and I've saved a fortune, and hopefully it's going to be of use to someone. So yeah, you might notice I need some lights in here, so that's going to be another project. So watch this space. As always, thank you very much for watching. Hope it's been of use to someone, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.